ZAAY, fire, beat.
Ooh, 30 way. I said, ooh, 30 way. Ooh, my big bro, LJ, bro. 30 way.
30.
Hey, niggas know that we tryna go federal. You finna see me and T on a pedestal. My boss is irregular, beating you niggas attached in the whole fucking schedule. I was hurt, I was hitting the curve, tripping and falling, you know this a curse. Breaking up all this weed in the wood and rolling it up, then spitting the verse. Ooh, grinding like LJ, dribbling, shooting the ball. We tryna get far, don't care what the facts say. Stupid. Ooh, working like 30. Doing this shit for my team, don't care what it mean. You niggas can't hurt me. 30 way. Ooh, cooking the lab. We smarter than all of you niggas, we really just tryna get all of the bags. Hey, ooh, cooking the lab. We smarter than all of you niggas, we really just tryna get all of the bags. When I give me a check, I'ma give me a foreign. Whip it, catch me swerving. Don't listen to goofy ass niggas, they boring. Goofies ain't worth it. Invest in myself and get all of this money. Watch me, cause I'm perfect. Nigga, I'm gonna do it and you cannot touch me. See you lurking. I said, yeah. Let's get to the facts. I'm a dog nigga, but I need me a stack. So I could go triple that. Flipping the spaz, I ain't gon' joke about that. And I'm ballin' like LJ with a 30 on my back, 30 on my back. And I'm speaking my gang shit, niggas know I'm from the trap, never speak on that. And I come from the pavement, I ain't never hated, I'm from under the basement. Said I'm making a statement, and I'm grinding for placement, y'all niggas faking. And I need me a spaceship, just to get me the fuck away from all the fake shit. I said,
just to get me the fuck away from all
y'all
that
gonna
fake
take
shit.
it. Ooh,
and
that's my man, that's my man. I said, ooh, that's my man, that's my man. I said, ooh, that's my man, that's my man.
Your boy.
What's up, Lawrence? This is Elemy. I'm here at the SPs, and welcome to the Overall Drip Experience podcast.
She is by far the biggest female athlete to come out of Lawrence, MA. Not only did she start off in the Boys and Girls Club of Lawrence, but she was also a basketball star in prep school. She has been featured on major sport platforms like ballerslife.com, played Division I basketball in 2 major college teams, amassed about 40,000 followers on Instagram, and is now sitting on the Overall Drip Experience podcast with BASTIENDRÜP, the flyest in the city himself. Drip fam, I want you guys to give a warm welcome to Elemy Colome. What's going on, Elemy?
Nothing much, just excited to be here
Excited
with
to
you
be
guys
here?
today. Yep.
Copy. So tell the audience, how was it growing up in a community like Lawrence, and how did you stay focused with all the distractions we have going on in the community?
Definitely, Lawrence has made me appreciate a lot of things that I have today. Growing up, a lot of things I didn't have, to now being able to say I have it because I worked for it. It's a huge blessing. The family I have, the support that I have from the city, from my family, my friends. It's very humbling to say I come from Lawrence.
With all the distractions though, how'd you stay focused though? I know like you went to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
You did your thing.
Yep.
And like, you know, people party, you know, they go to the clubs when they hit a certain age. How did you stay focused on what you need to do for your own personal goals?
So for me, I knew that it was a sacrifice. There was a lot of things I couldn't do that my friends could do. There was a lot of things I couldn't attend because I was busy training. It's a huge sacrifice. It's something that comes from wanting it. You have to want it. Nobody told me I had to play ball. It was something that I wanted to do, and it was something that I found a true love for. So just grinding, having goals, and staying focused. I know in Lawrence it's hard. There's obviously distractions and a lot of things going on, but like I said, I had the guidance I needed. That I had people I looked up to. I had goals, and luckily I followed my dreams.
Did your parents always support you?
Yes, my parents always supported me. I'm the only athlete in my entire family.
The only athlete?
Yeah, so it was different at first because my mom didn't understand. She would always ask me, why do you want to go to practice so bad? Like, why are you always playing outside? Like, no one played
She thought
ball.
you were like a tomboy.
Yeah. She knew I was a tomboy, but she didn't understand why I would like beg her to take me to a game or beg her to take me to a practice. She's like, why? She's like, you can miss this practice. I'm like, no, Ma, I can't miss this practice, Ma. I cannot miss this practice. So to her, that's when she started realizing that it was something that I wanted to commit to. And when she started seeing the success I was getting, the scholarships, all the benefits I got, traveling the world. I've traveled the world with basketball. That's when my family started to realize that, okay, Elemy, she's gonna be something big. So
It's dope. So would you consider yourself an introverted or an extroverted child growing up? So like, were you like by yourself all the time, or were you like always on the scene?
So growing up, I had a basketball court in my backyard, and that's really where it started. My brother and his neighbors would always play. and I would just ball outside. We had the Howard Park right by my house, so I would go there a lot. And it was a lot of, I've never played for a team until I got to Boys and Girls Club, so it was a lot of like street ball, you know? And when all the boys were hyping me up, I was a little girl, I liked that feeling, like, oh, like, so that's what drove me to keep wanting it more and more. So once I got to Boys Club, that was my first like organized team, and that's where I took off right there.
So you were keeping up in Howard Park, you were keeping up with the boys?
Yeah.
Like you were actually keeping up, or you were just, or were they just hyping you up because you were?
No, like my brother, he would say, don't go easy on her. I don't care if she's a girl. And even the boys started saying it. I know she's a girl, but don't go easy on her. All the boys had respect for me, and that's when I realized, like,
this is what you need to do.
That's what I'm born to do, is to ball.
It's interesting. That's dope. So, what type of people did you keep around you? Like, who did you surround yourself around? Because personally, I believe like you need to have positive influences to go anywhere. Like, what kind of girls were around you? How were they influencing you? Like, what did they really do?
So, majority of the time I spent was with a lot of girls of my that I trained with, so my teammates and stuff. So, seeing them, you know, like they were receiving scholarships, they were, you know, making moves. That motivated me, because when my girls are eating, everybody wants to eat, and I would just always surround myself around people who were hungry, people who were motivated. Even outside of basketball, my sister, my mom, they work hard. Everyone works hard. So when I see people working hard, that's
what draws you to them.
Yeah. So it doesn't even have to be just basketball necessarily. People make sacrifices. They have to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to work an hour away. That's a sacrifice. I have to wake up at 5 a.m. to go lift weights. Like, that's a sacrifice. It's whatever you choose to do. And luckily, I had the guidance. I had my family and friends. Like, they were all. Like,
so you had a strong support system from the beginning. That's rare, because a lot of people don't get that. Especially like, so my next question would be like, what was your parents' goals for you? Like, what did they want you to be? Like, for example, your mom. Who did she want you to be?
So I've done, like, growing up, she always had me doing extracurricular activities. I played the violin. I played softball. Softball was my first sport. I played that since I was a little bit.
How'd you like it?
I played at Howard Park. I loved softball. That was my only love. When as I got older, it was basketball, soccer, violin. Like I said, I played the violin for 11 years. Like, I was always involved. Boys Club, I did everything. So really what made me stay in the basketball lane was the Boys and Girls Club. I received a scholarship for Proctor, a full ride to a boarding school.
Proctor Academy.
Yeah, and that's when my life changed, yeah. Because that's when I realized, okay, ball is life. I'm out of Lawrence at 13 years old.
No pun intended.
No, seriously, I
at what
got
age?
out the hood at 13 years old.
13 years old.
I went to Proctor Academy at 13 years old.
That's amazing. How did they find out about you, though?
I was balling at Boys Club.
Well, you meet. Okay, you're balling at Boys Club, though.
So there was, like I said, there was people I looked up to. There was a girl named Francesca who was a baller out of Lawrence. She also got a scholarship to Proctor. Proctor has a tie with Lawrence kids, and they look for Lawrence kids. Victoria Morales is at Boys and Girls Club. I mean, she was from Boys and Girls Club. She's at Proctor now.
Okay.
She's a current student. Stevie Martinez. All of Lawrence knows who he is, because he's like iconic. He trains still at Lawrence, but he went to Proctor. So Proctor had a tie with Boys Club, and they brought a lot of athletes there. And they usually do a full ride for a student. I was luckily the one that they chose. So
in your class, how many people do you know got the full ride, or even got the chance to go to Proctor?
I was one of the few. A lot of other girls came to Lawrence High or went to Central, but I think I was the only one that went to a boarding school.
Oh. We need a timeline. So you went into Proctor at 13 years old, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to high school. So you were in Proctor, then you went to
Proctor is high school.
Proctor is high school as well.
Boarding school, yeah.
A boarding school. So it's from what age to what age?
Freshman to senior year.
Oh, wow.
I was at a boarding school, yep.
All right, so then let's go forward to college then.
So then I got a full ride to James Madison. I didn't play that year, so I redshirted. I transferred to Rhode Island. That's where my career kind of blew up.
Yep.
I did 3 years there.
So in Providence, they seen you play in Proctor. Like, can you explain to the audience like the process?
Yeah. So what you have to do to get the attention from college scouts, they're called. They go recruiting. Is I played AAU, so that's travel basketball. That's with another organization. So I played with Mass Rivals. There a bunch of girls from Lawrence play Mass Rivals. So we travel the world. We compete against the best. And that's where I told you I had teammates who had offers from Syracuse, Kentucky, Ohio State, and I started playing with next level with females, and that opened up offers for me. That opened up many doors for me.
So they basically saw that you could keep up with the people that were
Yeah, they saw
elite.
that I was balling. Like I was really balling coming out of high school, and I had a bunch of offers from every state you can think of offered me a full ride. I chose to go to Virginia at James Madison. I sat out that whole year, so that's why I got 5 years of college, because it's called the red shirt year, and you get that year at the end. So I ended up doing 5 years of college. I finished with my master's at Syracuse. So I did my freshman year at James Madison, did 3 years, transferred to Rhode Island, did 3 years. I balled at Rhode Island, and I had that extra year, like I mentioned, my 5th year, and Syracuse was the school I decided to do my last year for my master's, and it was a blessing to be able to have the journey I did, because so many doors opened.
So you went to Syracuse. How did you feel when you got the offer, or when you actually decided to go? Like, how did you actually feel?
I felt like it was
Surreal.
like it was everything I ever worked for all my life. Not all my life, but since I started playing ball, which was 10 years old, I would say 10, 11, I started hooping seriously. It was what I worked for every day. All those days that I didn't want to get up, I did it, and that's why it got me. Now I have a master's from Syracuse, and that's one of the biggest blessings, to say that I graduated 2 times with my bachelor's and my master's.
So I'm gonna change the conversation over to mindset. Personally, I believe, like, in our community, I believe the thing that's holding us back is the lack of a positive mindset. So how important do you believe a positive mindset is when you're playing basketball, in and out of the court? How important do you believe a positive mindset is?
I just think it's important to stay positive, because that's how you stay locked in. That's in everything you do. Like, for example, we're in a pandemic right now. People can be freaking out. People can be, just having nothing going on right now. But this is the time where you try and stay positive. You try and have a plan B. In a game, if my shot's not falling, what's my plan B? Get an assist. You can't get too frustrated on things you can't control. I had a coach that told me that you can only control the controllables. There's some things you can't control, but what can you control? I can't control my offense. I'm off, right? I'm missing. I can control my defense and my hustle. I can hustle every play. So that's always my mindset. Even outside of basketball, I always think like that.
That's dope. Another thing that, like, I feel like nobody mentions is that you have to literally be obsessed with the craft. Like, literally, in my personal opinion, for you to tap into the fullest extent of what you're doing, you have to literally be obsessed. How obsessed were you with basketball? And do you think you would have made it this far if you weren't as obsessed?
I wouldn't have. I think it was my first love. I turned into Michael Jordan fanatic. I bought all his Jordans. And everybody who knows me from Lawrence knows I always had the J's.
Facts.
I just basketball was everything to me.
So, like, it was, if you thought about basketball, you thought about Elemy. If you thought about Elemy, you thought about basketball.
Yeah, I eat, sleep, drink, breathe, everything was basketball. It still is to this day. To this day, it's all I do every day. I'm involved with basketball every single day.
Oh. Work ethic. What does that word mean to you? Why do you think so many people lack it?
Work ethic is something that not a lot of people have. It's something
I agree.
It's something that you can't teach. You can't teach it. I can't. If I have a player that I'm training, I can't teach her work ethic. That has to come within. That has to come with your grind, your hustle, your mentality, and it has to come within. Passion, all that. It's something you can't teach. It's something that someone's born with. Someone just got it. You can see it. You can see it early. Just like with me, everyone saw that work ethic in me because I proved it. I put in the work. I put in the hours.
How did you get your work ethic, though?
I just made sacrifices. Literally,
Cause
how do we say it? I was hyped up and I needed that hype. So when my city was like, oh my God, it's Elemy. That, I was doing it for my city. I was doing it for my family. I do it for my friends, my city.
So you were doing it for a cause that was bigger than yourself.
Literally, I know how much a lot of younger girls look up to me, and it means a lot to me. Because if I wasn't balling, what else would I be doing? How else would I be influencing these young ladies, these young boys even? Boys, girls, young, anybody. I can be influencing people older than me. You know what I mean? Because of my work ethic.
I agree.
So that to me is humbling. It's crazy how much effect I can have on someone else's
life. You can literally
yeah.
make their day better, make it worse. And you could be the reason why a little girl or a little boy is going hard.
Yep.
Because personally for me, it's like, I wouldn't say I always had a work ethic, but when I found something that I genuinely enjoyed to do,
Passion,
I feel like it comes with passion.
Yep.
Like you have to genuinely...
You have to find your love, and it's never too late. Like, I found mine at 10. People are like, wow, you started balling late. Some people start at 1 year old playing basketball. I started late, but it was what I chose.
And look how far you got.
Yep.
You started at 10. Some people start off at a younger age and they don't get to the level that you're at. It's crazy. People like teenagers in their 20s, we're constantly like judging ourselves. We're constantly putting ourselves down. What did you do when you weren't confident, when you felt a little insecure? How did you talk to yourself to get yourself out of the mud or out of the hole? What did you tell yourself?
Oh, there were so many, you guys don't even know, there were so many days I felt like this wasn't for me. I had bad games, I had bad seasons. I was like, how do I get out of this hole? Oh my gosh, that was like crazy. But my mom, sometimes there's people who can't relate. My mom can relate to the work I put in. She can only, be my support system and say, oh, you got it. But she can't relate to what I physically had to do, mentally had to deal with. So it's hard to get advice from someone who can't relate to my lifestyle. You understand me?
Bro, I completely agree.
I had a lot of friends, luckily, who played next level, who were pros, who play in the NBA, WNBA, even different athletes, football, professional football players. I have a lot of outlets that I can speak to, and they can relate to the grind. They can relate to my lifestyle.
So you basically, you sought out for it elsewhere. You couldn't get it from your home, so you went out and you found it.
So I had friends in college, even my other college athletes, like we all understand what we go through. So luckily I had my teammates to cope with and to guide, to help me get out of that funk. But at the end of the day, what I would do is I would just go play ball. I would go play ball. I would go
that's
shoot.
dope.
If I had a bad shooting game, I'm back in the gym that night shooting my arms out. 1,000
Commendable.
shots a night. Yeah, I'm working because you see it in the NBA. You can see LeBron go from 0 points one game to having a 50-point game the next day. You can't. There's things you can't control. Like I said, you control the controllables. So as long as you stay hungry.
Control the controllables.
Yeah, and honestly, those are lessons. So it's a blessing. All those lessons. Say I have a bad game, I learn from it. There's film. There's coaches to teach you. You're still learning. So nothing. You have to understand that being a competitor, it's more personal because you're competing.
Sure.
You're competing for that spot. You're competing for that playtime. You're competing for a scholarship. So being a competitor, it's a different hustle.
And at the end of the day, it's bigger than yourself. You're not doing it for win. You're doing it for things that are bigger.
Yeah,
exactly.
I did it for my hood. I did it for my family. I did it for me too, but it was always a reason. Because if it was just for me, I wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't
be going that hard.
Yeah,
exactly.
I couldn't. So that's what I would say is
dope.
most important.
And that pedals me into my next question, which is my favorite question. The question is, what was your greatest failure? And when I ask this question again, it's not what was your greatest L as in loss, what was your greatest L as in lesson? So what's the greatest lesson when you failed that you think about that helps catapult you to the next level, that you think about helps drive you? You get what I'm saying? I love that question.
So my biggest lesson for me was sacrifice. For me it was hard to understand. There was many moments in college where I was like, wow, it's not fair I don't get a Christmas. Wow, it's not fair I don't get a birthday. Yeah,
okay.
We don't get none of that. Next level, you maybe get 1 day of Christmas and you have to fly back to your practice.
Damn.
I didn't understand the seriousness of it at first. And honestly, I didn't appreciate it. But those moments you can't get back. I can have another Christmas this year. I can have another Christmas next year. 4 years of college, I did 5 years of college. You would never get it back. 30 years from now, I'm going to be watching those games, and I will never get those games back. You know what I mean? So that sacrifice, being able to be like, okay, I can't see my family because I have to handle this first. Priorities. It's priorities. It's just
priorities first.
And I have 2 lives. Like you said, I'm in Lawrence. I have friends. I like to have fun. I love to have fun. I love concerts. I love I love everything, but priorities. What's my priority?
You were just tapped in.
It was priorities, and it's levels. You see that you're on a different level. A lot of people back home, they're not doing what you're doing. Yeah, you can love them to death, but you're on a different level.
For sure.
You have bigger priorities. You have different sacrifices. You know
Live
what
a
I
different.
mean?
You basically live a different life.
It's a
Like
different
you're not.
life. And a lot of people don't understand it because they're not doing what I do every day.
And they take it personal. A lot of people take it personal
Yeah,
too.
so, but at the end of the day, it's a lesson, but it's a blessing because you realize what's more important at the moment. You have more important things. Even though you love your family and friends to death, you love coming back home. You can't because you got a bone.
Oh, though. So you were really in it. Like, you weren't just like balling because you were just nice. You were like legit just tapped in, obsessed.
Ball is life.
Ball is literally life.
Ball is life. That was my life. It's still my life. I still play for the Dominican Republic. As I mentioned, we're not playing right now because of COVID, but we play against the best. We play against Team USA. We play against Team Canada, France, Mexico. We play in the Olympics. So that I'll be starting to train for that real soon with the professional team. I'm super excited to be able to represent my country. I'm half Puerto Rican, half Dominican, so it was kind of like, ooh,
Like,
should I
are you gonna
play
go to
for
PR
it?
or
Yeah,
DR?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I ended up staying loyal to DR, and
Wait. Why DR though? Because you're in Lawrence?
it was no, because it was the opportunity. It was a door open for me. You know, they wanted me, they recruited me.
And you also go to Puerto Rico.
Claro. Of course. I don't get it often. Now that I'm back from school, I'm there every day.
Shout out to Pollo Cibao. But
Pollo Cibao is fire triple.
nah, they're fine. But I'm Haitian, so I don't really rock with Dominican food like that. You feel me?
What? We share an island.
We share an island, but our food ain't seasoned the same.
Oh.
We like spices. Y'all like olives. I just
eat. So I don't. Ever since I've been home, I've been eating.
I'm just joking.
In college, you don't get.
You don't
no
get
Spanish.
Nathan.
You don't get.
Nah, but you're D1, so you probably got like gourmet American food.
Yeah, but it's still not my Dominican food, my Puerto Rican food.
Nah, you right.
You can't find that nowhere.
You're right.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. Balling for DR, like the love I get is crazy. Like being able to represent your country is.
They look at you differently. A big part of self-growth is envisioning where you want to be. Like, I personally believe that you can't get to the next level if you haven't pictured it or imagined it yourself.
Yeah.
So, hypothetical situation, we're in 2030. I'm your homeboy, BASTIENDRÜP. Yeah, Elemy. Where are you in 2030? What are you doing?
What's 23rd?
2030.
Oh,
We're in 2020 now.
2030.
2030. And I'm tapping in 2030. I'm
10 years.
hitting you up. I'm gonna watch this. So talk to the camera. Tell the camera where you're gonna be at 2030. Because like I said, we're gonna be homeboys.
Yes, definitely. Yes, me and you are. But 10 years from now? Okay, 10 years ago today, I did not think I would be where I'm at today. So that's the crazy thing about life. Obviously, I had goals and I reached many of them, which is good. There's still a lot of things I need to do, I want to do, a lot of things I want to experience. But 10 years from now, I see a lot. I see a lot. Hopefully the pandemic is slowing down, but other than that, I have big goals for my business.
You're gonna have to tell us what it is. You're going too general on this.
I have big goals for my business.
Big goals. What are the goals? Talk to me.
So I have a business where I train girls. I want that to expand. I want girls from all over the place, all ages. We're called FEMINIX. So any young ladies who want to get some work in,
Shout out
hit us up.
FEMINIX.
Thank you. My partner Shayla, she's great. She coaches at Boys and Girls Club right now. I played with her at Boys and Girls Club. She continued to play at Central Catholic.
Oh.
So we're well respected in Lawrence for that. But no, I'm super excited just to keep growing with FEMINIX and start a program that's known and we can even start, like, I have so many ideas. Like, we want to have our own facility, indoor facility. We don't have one in Lawrence where people can just, have a rec center and just come and do runs indoors. We have to drive 40 minutes to get somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, we have big plans. We want to even start coaching, having an AAU team even, like, just expanding and having these girls show out. Like, we're big with representing female athletes because, females go unnoticed. In present day, that's just how it is. But our girls are they're good.
They're good?
These girls are good, and they're motivated, and when they see me and Shayla, they look up to us so much. So it's just a blessing to be able to still do that during a pandemic. The parents are really great, and I don't know, we have huge goals, big goals coming up. We have merchandise dropping.
But I mean, that's short-term goals. I'm talking about, I know you told me about your
10
goals.
years, okay, 10 years.
10 years.
So 10 years from now, I'm gonna still be playing pro for DR. I'm gonna be competing in the Olympics. These are all bucket lists, so I'm gonna check all these off within the next 10 years. Olympics, my business. Personally, I want to invest. I want to invest with houses. That's my next move right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just buying houses. Just traveling the world. Like I said, I traveled the world already with basketball, but I want to travel the world with my family. You know, those moments I missed, I wanna be able to.
You want to make it up.
Make it up, but not only make it up, still do what I love to do, which is travel with my family. My family hasn't traveled much. They haven't had the opportunities I had. So I want to be able to do it with them. You understand me?
I feel you.
And I feel like I'll be in a really good place to do that with my family. So, no, seriously, like,
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm super excited. 10 years from now, I see a lot happening. Maybe get married, maybe, who knows? But
I mean, we're going to tap in. We're watching right now. So we're in 2020 right now. 2030, I'm tapping in.
Yeah,
I'm going to hear you. I'm going to be like, oh, did you? You feel me? So, you're obviously really popular. Popularity or whatever. How do people, like, do you feel the difference when you're around certain people in the community? Do you feel it? Like, do you actually feel it, or do you just think you feel it?
No, I definitely feel the love. I feel welcomed at all times. Like, anywhere I go, I feel welcomed. Doors are always open for me. People, when they see me, like I said, I'm not here often. So when I saw you, it was like, oh my God, it's been so long. So it's just like a refreshing feeling being back here. It's very refreshing. I see my family, my friends.
What was keeping you from falling victim to all the attention? So you're on social media, you're doing your thing, public figure, clearly. What was stopping you from, like, you know, falling victim to the attention, like getting too gassed, getting cocky? Like, what was stopping you?
I think, to me, it was I think that's just how I am, my personality.
You're just
I'm
humble.
I don't. My priority, like I said, was basketball. My Instagram's popping, cool. Basketball. You know what I mean? Like,
Copy.
I couldn't let stuff get to my head. I didn't have the time. Now, if I didn't have basketball, that would be a different story. I might have Instagram just be
Your main platform.
My main platform. You understand me? But at the time, it's just basketball. That's just how I am. Luckily, I never let things get to my head too much. Super humble, always. Even when I'm on the court, super humble. I don't talk too much. I just ball.
So
like
you don't.
Have fun.
So you don't talk shit to the people that are like on your team. You're gonna tell me
No, okay,
right now.
I do. I compete. I'm very competitive. But at the end of the day, it's friendly. You know, I can still dap it up with my girls and still be like, good game. You know, it's never like It's never too much.
Cause I play a little bit of ball.
No,
and
yeah, of course you need that swag.
And when I'm with somebody who's not balling, yo, I get tight. Like, I be getting heated, and they obviously take it personal because I'm personally tight because I'm not trying to lose.
Well, you have to understand it's a team sport, and like I said, not everyone has the best day. Like,
nah, for sure.
Not everyone has the best day. Not everybody, you know. But I'm super close to all my teammates still. Like I see them as sisters. When you spend so much time with the same group of girls, you see them as sisters, not as teammates. So it's cool to be able to have different families, you know. I'm my family Lawrence. I'm my family, my team. That's a family.
And then they're all from like different parts of the world.
All over the world. All over the world. So yeah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have basketball as an outlet, as
Got to use that as like your driver, your car, to get into different doors, different avenues, and just expand your own brand.
Yeah, definitely.
Dope. Rock with that. Lawrence. I love talking about Lawrence because this is the reason why we have the podcast. Power the youth, power the community, power people that aren't really doing anything. What do you think Lawrence is missing? And a lot of people answer this question, it's like support, but what do you think we're really missing besides support?
What we're missing?
Because we have so much talent, bro, and we're so overlooked. It's so annoying. That's why, like, I'm like the first podcast out in Lawrence. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm super proud of you. This is really cool. What you've been doing is super cool.
Appreciate that.
A lot
for
of
real.
people are tuned in, and I think it's really dope what you're doing for Lawrence.
Thank you. Thank you.
But
Means a lot.
You see, like that. This is something different you're doing. You might have to step out of your comfort zone to do something that you found a passion for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not everyone's doing what you're doing. Not everyone does what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to it's called separation. It's levels. It's not. Lawrence needs guidance. Lawrence needs people like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there might be a little kid who wants to do what you guys are doing right now. There's plenty of little girls that want to do what I'm doing because I coach them. I train them.
I see that.
So it's guidance. The more people who step out of their comfort zone, who you know, put themselves out there as a platform, as guidance, as a, you know, someone to talk to, that's what we need, more of that. And we have a lot. I'm not saying we don't have nobody here. Like, there's people here that I still hit up to this day. Wilkins, Stevie, like, older people that, you know, saw me.
We're like mentors to us.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We need that, a lot more of that.
Dope.
And I think, like, the people you've been interviewing is super cool because they're so diverse.
Yeah, like.
You have singers, you have artists, you have me, a basketball player.
Dope.
You have card people, like, you don't know what, like, you guys, these kids have dreams. They can do anything they want. I could have been a softball player. I could have been a violinist. Like, these were all things I was doing. It's what the person chooses to do and who they are looking up to. Is it a person like me who's gonna teach you everything, like give you positive feedback, guide you, or is it someone who's giving you negativity? There's that too in Lawrence. There's people who shouldn't be guiding these young kids.
Yeah, and there's like
people who choose the streets. There's kids who choose that because that's all they know. But that's what I'm saying. If we have more people doing the right thing, the little kids will see that.
So there's a lot of kids that do fall victim to the streets that are really talented.
Yeah.
And it's like because of girls, because of it's
Whatever,
just
and
what people gotta realize, and the kids gotta realize that this is just Lawrence. This is small, bro. There's a whole world. There's girls everywhere.
yeah.
It's like it kind of like aggravates me because there's a lot of kids that, you know, went to Lawrence High and they're really, really talented. Like, you can watch them play and you're like, this person's gonna go places. But once they hit a certain age, they get into girls. It's like, or partying and clubbing.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
come on.
I'm telling you, I could have chose that path too. But it's who has more of a drive, more of a heart, more of a grind. It's not easy.
You definitely have the
It's
growth
not
mindset,
easy.
for sure.
It's not easy, but it's a sacrifice. And like I said, you have mentors. Boys and Girls Club is full of
Phenomenal.
mentors. Full of mentors. Full of the right guidance you need. So
On all aspects, all levels.
So things like that, more platforms like that will be super, super good for the community.
And just get involved. Like, just get involved with things
stay
in the.
Stay busy, get involved. Do as much as you can because you don't know what your true passion is gonna be. And even if you do know what your passion is, if it's makeup, if it's singing, if it's hairstylist, promote yourself. We're in a generation where Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube are huge. You need to use it. You need to use it. You don't know who could retweet and you're viral. You don't know who can see you on the Explore page and they're hitting you up to collab. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
You don't know who's watching. When you use social media, you can't be shy. You have to put yourself out there.
Step out of your comfort zone, tap in.
Especially now with the pandemic, everything is super online, super.
And this is the time to actually experiment. And you'll know a lot of people, because of the pandemic,
TikTok
are making a lot of money.
Yeah, no, seriously. And I'm doing that. I'm starting to use Instagram more for my business, and I'm seeing more clients. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you're not putting yourself out there, how will you be seen?
100%. I agree. So, I mean, it's a conversation that we have to have, especially people that like. I love having that conversation with people like you. Like you said, I have artists that come on. I have singers. I get diverse people. I get like a variety of people because I don't want people to just be looking at the same thing over and over.
And also, you're showing that Lawrence is full of everything. Like.
And this is what I seen last year, and I was like, why doesn't Lawrence have this? And I was like, I'm gonna be that person that brings it out.
It's dope. Really dope.
And I love Lawrence. Like, I love El Taller, bro. Like, that's like one of the best places to ever go because they have the open mics. That's like a creative hub for Lawrence.
They have the chicken wings.
chicken wings. They got the chicken. Was it Tuesdays? The
Their milkshakes.
30-cent Tuesdays
yeah,
or something
no,
like that.
it's a dope environment.
It's dope. Nah, for real. Feminics, right?
Yes.
What is their philosophy behind the brand? What does the name mean? Tell us.
So Feminics,
Mhm.
right here. We thought of the name because we want to represent women.
Mhm.
As you all know, women in sports, it's not the same as men in sports. So we want to show that girls can ball too, just like me.
Rock with that.
And these girls can ball, like it's crazy because they're second graders doing things that collegiate players do. I didn't play ball.
Second graders.
Yes, I did not play ball in second grade. So when I see it, it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this girl in 10 years.
Like what though? Like what do you mean exactly?
In and out, crossover, hezzy, like they're doing things that I wish I could have said I did at second grade, you know?
Oh.
And then not only that, I want to see where they're gonna be in 10 years. I want to see where she goes to college. I want to help her get to
A
high
good
school.
school.
Yeah, I have connects. I'm plugged in the
Plugged
basketball
up.
world. Yeah, I'm plugged. So being able to be there for the girls and see them literally go from little girl to teenager to woman, like it's like super exciting for me. Feminics, me and Shayla, obviously, we're the two coaches for that. It was kind of rough to find locations in the beginning because of COVID. Clearly, we can't do outdoors. There's no rims. But now that some indoor facilities are opening up, it's going really well. We have a good group of girls who are super motivated. They're so good. Like, if you guys want to see videos, we post videos. We post.
I'll put some clips on the video.
Yeah, we post a lot on Feminics. So if there's any young girls watching this, hit me up. Any parents that have daughters, hit me up. We're also thinking of doing a project with Mac Basketball, Malakias. He mainly trains boys. So we're gonna do like a clinic with boys and girls and represent Feminics and Mac Basketball. Like cool stuff like that. Like just
shout out to Mac Basketball.
Shout out to Mac Basketball. But just, keep these kids involved. Keep these kids it's COVID, right? They're home all day bored, but keep them
entertained.
Entertained. Keep them like motivated.
Motivated, yep. That's
you know, that's the
sure.
word, motivated. They need that. And I think we have really good figures to do that. Me, Shayla, Mala, LJ's here. Like we have a lot of people here.
Bro, Lawrence soon is gonna be on the map for sure. So that's your philosophy behind the brand. How did you guys actually start though? So so was you and Shayla like in a room? Like how did you actually come up with the idea like together?
Yeah, so Shayla, she coaches Boys Club right now. Well, obviously not right now, but she was coaching Lawrence Boys and Girls Club. And I came back from school, and there was a lot of young girls, wanting to train with me. Just cause they know about me, and their parents were hitting me up to train. And me and Shayla, we came up with it. We can get a good group together because she's well known in Lawrence. I'm well known in Lawrence, and we can get a good group. And it just skyrocketed. Like
so, like once
it's just.
So you made the page. So like, tell us the process. So
me and Shay, we sat down. We were even with Mala actually, because he kind of he's already been in it for a little bit, so he was giving us some guidance. Like I'm telling you, it's so important to have those people around you because they help you out a lot. He sat with us. He gave us like practice plans, ideas to do, how to get started, where he got his merch, stuff like that. Like we needed that guidance, and he gave it to us. So we sat down, made the Instagram. As soon as we made the Instagram, all of Lawrence reposting, showing love. That's what I'm saying. Instagram, stuff like that is important because they're gonna show love. But what if we didn't post it? No one would know.
Exactly.
So we just put ourselves out there, and right away we got right into it. We have an outdoor court in New Hampshire, in Salem Boys and Girls Club that we've been training at, and we got right into it. We're working every day, so it's going really well.
So really rock with that, because I feel like women are underrepresented, especially in basketball.
And it's good knowing that I can work doing something I love.
Exactly, like something you're actually passionate about.
Yeah, I love. And the parents know that. The girls know that. Like, I love doing this. It's not like, oh God, another day of work. It's not like, oh my God, another day of work. It's like, okay, another day to make a girl's dreams. Yeah, another girl to have this young lady reach her dreams.
And I'm pretty sure you learn from them as well. I don't think you're only teaching.
Yeah,
So it's like a pull and take.
I learn a lot because I see a lot. I didn't have that opportunity at such a young age. I didn't have my mom able to drive me to these workouts. A lot of the time, coaches were picking me up. Honestly, my mom worked, so she couldn't take me to a lot of places. It was my coaches picking me up, teammates, parents picking me up. So seeing these parents committed for their children, it's nice to see that, because I know I didn't have it. I had the support, but I didn't have the physical. My mom watching me every day, you know. She watched me from TV, but she couldn't come to my college games. She came to one Syracuse game because that's all she could make.
It's in New York, yeah.
But
Exactly.
guess what? I know she was watching them online, and I know she supported me more than anyone. So seeing just differences in that, it's really, I learned a lot from it. It's really nice. So.
It's dope. So I'm gonna bring the conversation back to you. Why aren't you declared for the draft? Why aren't you in the WNBA?
Well, so
I've been dying to ask you this question since we started.
yeah, so I didn't. That was never my plan after college. My plan was to get my master's and to go play for DR Pro. A lot of it had to do with me, or it was overseas. Overseas players go away for 9 months, and that was definitely not something I wanted to do.
Because you were gone for so long.
I was gone for so long. I wanted to be with my family. WNBA wasn't even supposed to resume because of COVID. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go home. And they invited me to camps, they invited me to a bunch of stuff, but I felt like I needed a time where I'm not so committed to basketball until my pro team starts. And from my pro team, I can still go to the WNBA. So if I'm balling on my pro team at the Olympics, WNBA teams, they're gonna want me. But the thing is like, I just didn't feel ready to make that transition during a pandemic. Also, like I said, I wanted to make up time with my family. And also, like I mentioned before, women's basketball, they don't get paid well. If I can get paid more training young ladies and doing what I love than I can playing on the WNBA, obviously I'm gonna have to make that money, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have to choose the other path. But WNBA actually now they're actually doing a little bit better with money, but a lot of the players who get well paid is through endorsements, it's through Nike, it's through modeling. So it's just a lot to think about. It's not like NBA, okay, 20 million contract. No, no one gets paid that in the WNBA ever. It's never happened. So that's why I represent Feminics, because I know being a woman athlete is a lot different. But I'm definitely considering it still. Like, say I ball at the Olympics with my national team and they give me a call up, I'll still be interested. But it definitely was a time for me to just take some time off.
Wind down and just relax and catch up for old times, basically.
Yeah.
Oh. First and foremost, RIP to Kobe or whatever. RIP to the Black Mamba. But when he was here, he was on a mission to empower the WNBA.
He was.
For sure. Why do you think the WNBA is misrepresented? Like, why don't they get the same recognition as the NBA?
Well, personally,
You think
I
don't want to say that.
They're not. People aren't entertained. A lot of people are entertained, but it's not
As entertaining.
LeBron James dunking windmill. You're not gonna see that. That's it. They're putting in the same work. They're shooting probably better from three. They're getting more assists in games. But if they're not doing the crazy dunks and all the flashy stuff,
They're not that flashy. I didn't want to say it, but I wanted you to say it.
But the thing is, women basketball is flashy. You just have to watch. People don't know that. People don't watch it. People don't watch it. They don't see the flashiness because they say it's not flashy, but they don't watch it. But that's the thing. We're not. WNBA is just not out there. Even women's college basketball, unless you're like UConn or something, no one's really watching you. I can have a game. I have a game at Syracuse, right? This side of the bleachers is full, right? The men's game played 2 hours later. Ask me how full that game is.
The whole thing.
30,000 fans.
Damn.
To 40,000 fans. That's just the world we live in. And Kobe Bryant did push. There's still players who push. Chris Paul, LeBron, like all these players still, want women to have a voice and be known. But it's gonna be a while till it's really, really even. But right now, I think they're doing great with money going up, just more respect for women's basketball, women's sports. But yeah, that's how it is for everything with women and men in the real world. No, seriously, even outside of basketball, it's just how it is. You know what I mean? So, as a woman,
Debatable.
Yeah, debatable, but there is still a lot of inequality between men and women.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that.
What I do stand for is a voice. You know what I mean? Like I did it. I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So I want young ladies to know that they can also be an empowering woman with whatever they choose to do.
Dope. Rock with that. Who did you meet along your journey that you didn't think was possible? And I want you to list the names, because I know you met some crazy people.
Oh my God, I met so many people.
I'm dying to hear this. Yo, tune in.
I've met so many people.
But who'd you meet when you met them? You're like, damn, I really just met this person. It felt like surreal.
Candace Parker.
Candace Parker.
I met her this year at the All-Star game in February.
Oh.
And we actually have a picture together.
On your IG?
No, not my IG. I can send it to you.
Send it to me. I'll link it. I'll link it in the in the video.
When I saw her, I was just like, what? I've never been like.
So explain to the people who don't know who Candace Parker is.
She's a WNBA legend. She's the GOAT. She dunks. She played in WNBA, had a daughter while she was, playing. Mm-hmm. She came back after her daughter and still got MVP, got all this stuff. Like she's just dope. She's still super involved with basketball. She's just like somebody that she's a really good role model. When I saw her, like her vibe was really like
vibrant.
So vibrant. Like like she saw me, hugged me, like it was just cool. It was really cool.
Who else? I know you met some crazy people.
I've met so many people, but no one ever made me feel like that. I done met.
Not made you feel like that, but who'd you meet that if, say, we were to meet them, we'd be like, oh shit, that's, you feel me?
I've met like. I met Drake.
You met Drake?
Yeah, I met Drake.
Wow.
We were backstage after his concert in Boston with Meek Mill and Drake. They came out in Boston and I met him. Many like I go to college, so a lot of my friends are in the NFL or in the NBA or
true.
They keep playing. So I know a lot of big name people because of that. But celebrities, yeah, I met a lot. Drake was one of them. Rihanna, I still haven't met. I want to meet her.
I thought you met her.
No, I wish. But yeah.
I mean, I was hoping you was give some more names, but I bet. I'll take it.
So many, I don't know. It's just so many.
All you said was Drake, Meek Mill, and Candace Parker. You gotta give us some more. I'm gonna put that picture in.
Little Dirk, Little Baby wore my jersey at a concert at Rhode Island. Little Baby. I met Little Dirk. I met Zig rappers.
You met Future?
I haven't met Future. I met.
I'm trying to think who's litty right now. You met Burna Boy?
No.
That was bad red though.
Like
that's my guy right now
players, though. Like I trained a lot in Boston, so I know a bunch of the Celtics players. Yeah, I've seen him like around, like when I trained out there. Patriots players.
It's all good.
I met Tom Brady. I saw a big goal of mine too is working with a sports agency. Last summer, I internshipped with one of the biggest in Miami. So I was living in Miami for a little bit.
Shout them out.
Shout out RSR Sports Agency.
Shout out RSR Sports Agency.
Yeah, that was a dream of mine after college to go back to Miami and keep working with them. But obviously COVID happened, so plan B. Like I said, always have a plan B, C, and D. But yeah, working with the sports agency was dope. It was a football agency, Gronk, like mad big time players were in it. And just being able to relate to these athletes. Like I said, I'm an athlete, so I can relate to these athletes. It was super cool being in that environment. So yeah, that's another goal of mine. Getting into that world, sports agency stuff, and I've met so many people along the way, like so many people.
So I know there's a division between the WNBA and the NBA. Do you think people from the WNBA should be playing in the NBA, or vice versa? Do you think they should be playing together?
I think that'd be cool if they start like what is it, like they start a team or organization of boys and girls. That'd be super cool because I definitely feel like they can compete. I compete with boys all the time.
So like, what do you think is stopping them though? Like, what do you think is stopping that from happening?
Big politics, people.
Politics?
People gonna talk. People gonna say, oh, I don't know. You know what though? I think it's cool if you go to like Boston. They do a lot of outdoor runs right now with co-ed, and I think it's cool. But to be like a professional men and women, I think it'll be cool, but I don't know why I don't see it happening. I just think that people like it how it is right now, you know. People, I don't know if they even want to see it. I would love to see it, but people who aren't like me, you know, who don't understand basketball the way I do, they want to appreciate it, you know.
They want to appreciate it. They think the men would just take over the female.
They'll be like, oh, she's a girl, you can't guard her, you can't rough her up, she's a girl. People, a lot of people, for example, I can go to a park that in a city where nobody knows me. Say I'm in somewhere in Philly. I come on the court, boys are gonna say she's a girl, get off her, right? Don't rough her up. But if I come in Lawrence, everyone's gonna say guard her like she's a boy.
For sure.
That's the difference. It's who knows you, who respects you. But that's why I don't ever see that really happening, to be honest.
I mean, you gotta earn it though. At
you
the end
gotta
of the
earn
day.
it, yeah. You gotta. I earned it.
Cause there's some people that are just men. And you look at them, you're like, yeah, he ain't balling. Yo, go.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's dope. That's dope. I'm excited for your journey. What do you see? So what's next for you guys? What's next for Elemy? What's next for Feminics? I'm not talking about 10 years down the line.
Just next now.
You don't have to worry. What's next for you? Say a couple years. Like, I know you gave us a lot earlier, but
yeah. So what's next for me? Definitely growing my business. I bought my car. I want to buy houses. You know, I told you I want to invest in that. I want to just keep learning. I've been learning a lot since I've been here. I have a lot of outlets, like I said, that have been putting me onto a lot of stuff that I didn't. College didn't actually teach you. College doesn't teach you about credit. College does not teach you about money, stuff like that. Luckily, I have the guidance here. When I came home, I got a credit card. I got a car under my name. I understood how important this stuff was, because in college, everything was given to me. You understand me?
you were spoiled.
Yeah, we're spoiled, but we deserve to be. We work
Nah, you do. You work hard for it.
But I didn't pay bills. Everything was just here you go. You know what I mean? So coming into the real world, I'm so glad that I can come to Lawrence and have my mom, have my aunt who's a realtor, have, you know, people like that, my sister, teach me about money, teach me about credit, teach me how important it is to have a good credit. They don't teach you that in school. So those are my next steps. Like for me, that's what I'm working for, is to, you know, invest and grow, and that's my next goal.
But why do you think that is, though? They teach us about algebra, calculus, pre-cal. Why do you think the school systems don't teach us about things that we actually need in the real world?
What you need in the real world, yeah. And that to me was a big transition, leaving college, coming to the real world. Not only is it the real world, but it's a real world in a pandemic. So a lot is different. A lot of my class graduated, can't work. So what are they doing straight out of college? Nothing. And it's frustrating and it's scary. But luckily I found a passion and a love and something I can make money off of. But a lot of people don't have that, and a lot of people don't have the tools. So I don't know why college doesn't do that. I think obviously if you seek the help, there will be people who can help you. But a lot of people don't ask because they're not teaching you that. It's not like, okay, here's a class about credit. No, it's like you said, algebra, stuff like that. I think that's just because they don't want you to know.
I feel like the
economy doesn't want you to know. They want you to come out here and be done with your money and spend it on.
Be a sheep.
Yeah, and just spend it, and then they take all your taxes and you're gonna be in a hole, and they don't care.
They want you to be in that consistent cycle.
They want you to be another one from Lawrence. You know,
and that's why we're breaking barriers.
Exactly. So make sure you educate yourselves, seek help, ask questions. Don't be shy. When I first came home, like my mom would make jokes. She's like, "Oh, Lemy's never paid a bill in her life. Like she don't know how to do it." but guess what? I was still asking questions, and now I'm paying bills, and now I know the importance of paying a bill on time because it builds your credit. Like I didn't know about none of that in school.
It's crazy.
But it's good to be able to have people who teach you, and that way, 10 years from now, I'll be doing bigger things. You know what I mean?
So, rock with you, man. I rock with you. I'm gonna transition into the game I was telling you about earlier.
Okay.
It's called Say That.
All right.
So I'm gonna give you a word or a phrase, and you say the first thing that comes to your head.
A word or a phrase?
So I'm gonna say a word or a phrase. You say the first thing that comes to your head.
Okay.
Got it? Simple. All right. Basketball.
Is life.
Elemy.
That was 2 words. Does that count?
No, straight. The first thing that comes to your head. Elemy.
The GOAT.
Lawrence.
The best.
Passion.
Who?
Passion.
Important.
Creativity.
Creativity is like necessary. You need that. You need to be creative.
I said first thing. I'm joking. Feminics.
Feminics is the best.
Is the best. BASTIENDRԻP.
BASTIENDRIP, the goat, the other goat. We got two goats right here.
And the Overall Drip Experience podcast.
It's lit. It's been lit.
Rock with you, man. Before you guys leave, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I got about 6 months in.
Subscribe, y'all. Make sure you subscribe. All my followers.
Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. It's BASTIENDRIP, the flyest in the city.
Elemy, Colome.
And we out.
We out.